Hey friends! Welcome back to TJKidz Super Fun Stories, where imagination becomes reality. Before we jump into today's adventure, I want to let any new listeners know that if you haven't heard the very first Ganomee story yet, Gnome, pronounced Ganomee, the gnome, you should definitely check that one out. But if you want to listen to this one first, that's totally fine too. All you really need to know is that Ganomee is a gnome who pronounces every silent letter he sees. And trust me, it makes things pretty interesting. Oh, and just so you're ready, when you hear Ganomee say things like Kanaigahat, he means night. Kalaman means column. And Aisel means aisle, like the aisle in a grocery store. And if you hear foreign, that means foreign, like a foreign language or foreign lands. You'll get the hang of it in no time. So let's get to it. Grab a comfy spot, get cozy, and join me on this adventure. Ganomee the Gnome and the Great Library Adventure. Gnome the Gnome, who liked to pronounce his name as Ganomee the Gnome, had just returned to Gnomesville after his very first vacation, and he was still glowing with excitement. He strutted through the village with his tiny suitcase rolling behind him, every inch of it covered in stickers from his trip. Leonard, the village leader, waved him over.
Welcome back, Ganomee. How was your trip?
Oh, simply delightful, Ganomee said. The Isle of Aisles was everything I dreamed of. So many Aisles to walk down. I even walked down to Woo at once. It was magical. The other gnomes exchanged puzzled looks. They still weren't used to Ganomee's unusual way of speaking, but they had grown quite fond of him. My trip has inspired me. I want to travel the whole world, every foreign land, every column, in every ancient building, every place with knowledge waiting to be discovered.
Wow, that's quite the ambition, Leonard said. The whole world.
Yes, but first I must study. I shall visit the Gnomesville Library at once.
Oh, just one small thing, said Leonard. Our library has books on gardening, baking, and mushroom-based medicinal remedies. Not much on geography.
Another gnome chimed in. He could go to the human library.
Oh, no, Leonard said, shaking his head. Absolutely not. We are gnomes. Being near humans can be dangerous.
A human library? Ganomee blurted excitedly. With real books about foreign places? With maps and aisles full of knowledge? Why, which way is it? Another gnome pointed. It's right over there, the building with the giant flagpole. I shall return with books, he called. Lots of them. Maybe one about human psychology, so we could understand them more. Leonard tried to stop him, but Ganomee was already marching toward the village gate. The gnomes watched him go, unsure whether to worry or admire his determination. Ganomee followed the winding path out of Gnomesville and soon arrived at the human library. It was enormous, taller than any mushroom house, wider than any garden path, and filled with rows and rows of books. He marched right in and approached the front desk where a librarian was typing. "Greetings, human," he announced. "I am here to gain more knowledge. I would like one library card, please." The librarian looked up and smiled. "Well, hello there. Aren't you adorable? I love your costume. What's your name?" "Ganomee," he said proudly. G-N-O-M-E. She laughed. "Doesn't that spell gnome?" "Not where I come from," he said. "It's Ganomee." She giggled again. "Okay, funny guy. What's your real name?" "Ganomee," he repeated. G-N-O-M-E. Okay then," the librarian responded. "Last name?" "The Gnome," Ganomee said. The librarian paused for a moment. "Can you spell that for me, please?" T-H-E-G-N-O-M-E. "Wait," said the librarian. "You mean to tell me your name is Gnome the Gnome?" "No," he corrected. "Ganomee the Gnome." She said. "Well, I'm going to need to see your ID." Ganomee proudly handed her a tiny laminated identification card. The librarian squinted at it. "Gnome the Gnome," she read aloud. "Huh. Well, that's a first." She typed quickly. "All right, Ganomee, let's get you a library card. What kind of books are you looking for?" Ganomee's eyes lit up with excitement. "Mostly books about foreign travel and psychology. Oh, and I was thinking of traveling to London as well, so I would like to read up on the history of castles and brave knights with their shiny swords." "I'm sorry," said the librarian. "I'm not sure if we have any of that here. I'm not sure what a knight is. Do you mean kites?" "Knights," he repeated. "You know, the brave ones who answer the call of honor." The librarian looked puzzled. "I don't know what you're saying," she said. "No problem at all," said Ganomee. "I'm quite used to misunderstandings lately. It happens often in my village." "Wait," said the librarian. "Are you pronouncing the silent letters?" "Silent letters?" Ganomee asked. "Oh, you have silent letters here, too? Why, where I come from, we only have regular volume letters, or loud volume letters if you're typing in all capitals. But for talking, just regular volume." The librarian laughed. No, I mean letters that are written but not spoken." "Not spoken?" Ganomee said. "Why would a letter be quiet? That sounds very confusing. I just say all the letters I see. It's the honest way." "Oh, I get it now," the librarian said, laughing. "You don't recognize silent letters. You just say everything exactly as it's spelled." "Exactly," Ganomee said proudly. "Finally, someone who understands my perfectly normal speech." "All right then," she said. "Let's find your books." She led him through the library. "This is the travel section." Ganomee's mouth flew open. "So many columns of books, so much knowledge." He pulled out a book. "Ah, yes, exploring foreign lands. Perfect." Then he spotted another. "And the brave Kanigahits of history. Wonderful." He found a third book. "And understanding human psychology. I shall listen to the audio version later." The librarian smiled. "You're quite something, Ganomee." "Huh, honestly," he said, "I try my best." Ganomee brought his books to the checkout desk, and the librarian happily helped him through the checkout process. "It was a pleasure meeting you, Ganomee," she said. "I hope to see you again soon." "Huh, honestly, the pleasure is all mine. I doubt it will be long before I see you again." With his books stacked neatly in his arms, Ganomee headed to the library café. The smell of warm pastries drifted through the air. He stepped up to the counter. "Greetings! I would like a raspberry smoothie and a salmon sandwich."
Huh?
said the barista.
A raspberry smoothie?
"No," Ganomee said. "Raspberry."
Glassberry?
said the barista. "Raspberry," Ganomee corrected. The barista gave up.
Okay, one mystery smoothie coming up. And what else?
"A salmon sandwich for me to gnaw on," Ganomee said.
A what kind of sandwich?
asked the barista. "Salmon."
Salmon?
asked the barista. "No," Ganomee said, pointing to the word salmon on the menu. "Salmon, with the L." The barista looked puzzled.
Why would you say the L? Are you messing with me? I'm busy here, bub.
"Oh," said Ganomee, "do you have silent letters here, too? This is incredible." The barista whispered to a co-worker.
I think this guy's doing a bit, trying to get some laughs.
Ganomee added, "And I'd like a cocoa with 2 sugars, please."
Sure, 2 sugars, said the barista. Got that part.
Ganomee corrected. 2. The barista held up 2 fingers.
This many?
"Perfect," said Ganomee. "Yes, 2. He gathered his books and waited at the counter. The barista slid a tray toward him.
Order up 1 salami sandwich, a whole coconut, 1 mystery smoothie, and 2 sugars on the side. Enjoy.
Ganomee looked at the tray. "This is not what I ordered."
Look,
said the barista.
I understood the part about the 2 sugars. The rest, not a clue.
"Well," said Ganomee, "I do love my sugar. Honestly, that is the most important part. Sugar makes everything better."
I won't argue with you there, buddy,
said the barista. With his unexpected treats and his stack of books, Ganomee headed back toward Gnomesville, feeling completely satisfied. Leonard met him at the gate.
Ganomee, you're back. Did you actually get books?
Ganomee held them up triumphantly. "Yes, books about foreign lands, Kanigahits, and psychology. I'm ready to travel the world. But maybe I'll start simple. Somewhere like Illinois or Des Moines, Iowa.
The gnomes gathered around, amazed. Ganomee, Leonard said. I'm impressed. Truly.
Ganomee smiled. Huh, honestly, Leonard, it was nothing. Humans are very kind, and they have many silent letters. I felt right at home.
The gnomes all laughed. Well, Ganomee, said Leonard, maybe you don't need a translator after all.
Ganomee smiled. And with that, Ganomee marched off to begin reading his new books, dreaming of all the places he would one day visit. The end. And that is the end of our story for today, friends. Oh boy, Ganomee sure had quite the adventure at the human library. Between the silent letters, the confused librarian, and that cafe order that went completely sideways, he still stayed curious, confident, and totally himself. It just goes to show that even when the world doesn't always understand you right away, being true to who you are can lead to some pretty amazing moments. And that leads me to a moral I learned from today's story. Being different isn't something to fix. It's something that can make you brave, unique, and wonderfully memorable. And sometimes the things that make us stand out are the very things that help us shine. Well, that's it for today, friends. Thanks for tuning in. See you on the next one. Toodles!